I get what you mean, because it lets you close space without like having to dash, and you don't have to rely on shield to get in when
Yeah.
like you would struggle.
You don't have to rely on shield to get in, and
Oh, Lord.
wow, that record
That's
is
not
impressive.
pretty.
Wow. But again, that's mostly Samus, so it'll be interesting to see how Seph does. And Manny has been playing really, really well today, so don't count him out at all. He's very good at playing mid-range using ball. It's something that you see like Sinagera do a lot. He's been learning a lot of rebounds. You can see him kind of sit at mid-range and just throw out ball, wait for RAMBOSS to shield it or get hit by it, and then like play around the fact that he can hit it back.
But he's not necessarily relying on the ball. Like he's still like using like really strong movement to play around anything that like Sephiroth's trying to throw out.
Yeah.
Like it's really surprising that Wii Fit is just like able to outmaneuver Sephiroth here. It's how fast they are.
Yeah, because Wii Fit's dash is really good. And Wii Fit's airspeed is decent without deep breathing and phenomenal with deep breathing. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's the same with the dash actually. It's like it's pretty okay, kind of good with without deep breathing, and then with deep breathing it's nuts.
Manny has to be careful though because he's off stage, able to find it out. But his shield was looking quite low because of the initial down smash that got shielded. Ram's gonna go for it again. Manny not gonna linger in shield for too long though. Able to navigate out of a kind of scary situation. What is Manny looking for here?
Oh.
Finds it there up there.
Okay, nice grab. Just going to try and look for a ledge trap here, but Ramos just going to poke away. No ball setups for you. I like the idea with the back air. He took the double jump away and threatened. He acted like he was going to dash in, but he just sunned. He's very good at playing at that range. Like he'll sun fidget a lot, which is when you kind of open it and then close it again without doing anything. His movement has gotten way, way better.
Absolutely, man. And there you go. As he pointed out, using the crouch to avoid doing it again.
Yeah.
Comes out frame one. Avoids everything. Seems really, really strong in this matchup. We are seeing the dash that come out and take the stock eventually, but the point you made is showing tenfold here.
Yeah, it's really difficult to deal with. It's very finicky. It's a really good mix-up to like have in your kit as like a defensive option, because if you shield and somebody doesn't attack you, that's like a big problem. But if you crouch and your opponent does nothing, you don't care. Crouch is the least committal defensive option in the game.
I feel like Ramos is kind of struggling to find a way to deal with it. We're seeing him throwing out F smashes, hoping that they're going to scoop. Using dash attack a lot more. He's sort of trying to figure out what his game plan is at the moment, and I don't really know what he should be doing. I will say though, Manny hasn't really been able to get anything from the ledge because of Sephiroth's ledge planking abilities.
Yeah,
And
Sephiroth.
that's normally where like Manny shines though.
Sephiroth's ledge animations are just really good. They're like very ambiguous. He's basically impossible to like hit when he's at ledge as well, and he's got like really good pokes. So his ledge game is really, really solid, and he can kind of deal with a lot of those situations. But we're starting to see Manny change tactics with the ledge traps because he knows that he can't really go for ball setups. He's going for the sun stuff instead. All right. He thought he could up B through it. He should, in the future, he should just try and up B behind the counter and like hit Sephiroth. Then it'll be all right.
Yeah, he's sort of, the approach he's taking is sort of just like using sun salutation as like Ram would use charge shot at ledge as Samus.
I love the little windbox push. He's just implemented so much more stuff into his game plan.
He's really making use of all the space that Ramos is giving him as well. It means he doesn't really have to scrap, and like he's playing like very low risk at the moment. And as it stands, he's like poised to take this game, just keep this up. Ram really going in for everything, gets the down smash, but unfortunately not going to kill. It's better for Manny to have taken that damage than to have shielded it and died. And now gets the jab, doesn't get a berry, but sends off stage.
Yeah, F-tilt will definitely kill now.
Ooh, I wonder if he could use that hitbox extension there.
He could have. He really could have. It's a shame that he didn't. I love the parry straight to the commitment. That was, I don't know if Ramos did that intentionally, but okay.
Back tilt.
That was the right thing to do, is to wait for Wii Fit to actually use the animation, because then she can't cancel it into shield. So if you wait for Wii Fit to get deep breathing almost, and then you hit her for it, because that's when it's a guaranteed punish. Otherwise, you can shield like frame 2. So yeah, that's just an interesting thing to keep in mind.
I didn't realize that the like shield out crouch would be like not frame 1. That's interesting. Like, it's like, wait, I might misheard.
No, DB.
Oh yeah.
Shield out of DB is frame 2. Shield out of crouch is frame 1. The only thing that's a little bit limited is if you try and backdash out of crouch, you have to like get up first. It's a bit laggy, but even like forward dash is fine. And yeah, like crouch. The only problem with crouch is that our crawl isn't very fast. And it's a little bit slow. It'll go onto most of Sephiroth's stuff, like frame 1 or 2. But for some of the other characters, you need like 4 maybe. So it's not like that fast. But yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, you just down tilt, because that's a frame 2 crouch, frame 1 crouch sometimes. So yeah.
Fair enough. I think Ramos is still sort of... He's definitely struggling to like work out what he wants to be doing in this matchup. He still brought it like fairly close, but it's because he's making a lot of like hard commitments which have worked out. Just not enough to have taken that first game. Yeah, it got close.
Manny's just doing a really good job being ambiguous. Ramos needs to figure out like when he can hit him, because in situations where Manny's going for that rebound, he's only going for it because oh, that's beautiful. He's only going for it because he knows that Ramos isn't going to contest it because he's too scared to hit him. He's too scared of the header hitbox, but he can just go out and like poke him with that. I love. Yeah, he's using header to give Wii Fit a real mid range, and that's an area that Wii Fit struggles in so much. But he just knows exactly how to play around it.
I feel like just because of like, oh my god, good F smash read. Again, it's another hard commitment which hasn't necessarily got the reward that Ram needs. Like Wii Fit's mid range, although like the burst options aren't great, the character attributes kind of make up for it, especially with just how like fast she comes. Unfortunately,
like the advantage that you have is that you never really have to be in mid range.
Oh, there we go. It's that ball control.
He could have up smashed there, to be fair.
Didn't trust it, I guess.
But the advantage that you have is that you're so fast that you don't actually have to be in mid range very often in most matchups, and you can like threaten it constantly. It's why a lot of Wii Fits stay there, because it allows you to threaten between camping and rushing it. But you don't have like your dash attack is fast, but it's really unsafe and kind of bad. So your mid range isn't like, it's not great in terms of the burst options that you've got, but it gives you the most options in terms of like, it's the most ambiguous, and you've got you're fast, so you can kind of dash in and out of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? He didn't realize because of rage, but if he had a spiked there, like that could have, it might not have killed, but it would have led to an edge guard that could have killed. And it would have done like 80.
Yeah, just not having the awareness. Although he's still able to get a lot of percent with this lead.
Yeah, Seph is the perfect thing for Wii Fit, because he's really light, so he dies mega early, but he's also really tall. So all of your hitboxes work on him. He got up. He got up.
Yeah, that wasn't down angled. That was regular angled.
Yeah.
And it's still hit because he got out of the crouch.
We're not seeing enough down angle left up from RAMBOSS. If we're being honest, like
not seeing enough awareness from Ramos either. Getting caught, slipping, getting hit by the sun salutation as Manny takes the game. At this stage, Shaki, you wonder, Ramos has got to be thinking, do I actually want to drop Samus? Or do I want to keep winning? Or do I want my 4-0 set record on Manny? Because we saw that head-to-head data, right? Ramos was like consistently beating Manny in what you imagine is Samus versus Sephiroth. We're seeing the Sephiroth versus Fit, which is currently not working out. He's still going to go into it, but he needs more time in it.
Again, it's if you're going to practice Sephiroth, you need to do it now. This isn't like... I'll be honest, I don't think this is winning for Seph. I think this is probably winning for Wii Fit. But it's not like a massive deficit. Like Seph has good tools. He's got good ways to keep Wii Fit out. And it's just about finding them and making the most of them. Because again, we're not seeing enough down angle left tilt from RAMBOSS, and I get it's a finicky input, but you need to almost mash it because it's going to catch Wii Fit dashing in, and it's going to catch crouch. And then Wii Fit has to jump, and you can start turning what is a really annoying option into a 50-50. It's still really good for Wii Fit as a 50-50, but it's not as bad for Seph as what Ramos is doing now, which is basically just not hitting crouch.
Yeah. I feel like Ram just isn't aware that it's an option. Like, we're seeing his way of calling out crouch is the down smash, which would also cover shield. But again, that's high commitment, and it's not necessarily working out. Trying to use the pure range advantage that Sephiroth has is working out alright at the moment. Trying to make use of this one wing, but he's not getting the right hits, and again, has to commit really hard, not getting the right guesses, and it's leading to his demise at the moment. Oh, again, he's so close. He's kind of getting the right predictions, but just not the right situation.
Yeah.
Could have been a stop, there's just been a bit of damage, and then ultimately 53% on Rambos because Manny found a reversal.
Yep, and Manny again, he's loving those down throw setups. Just getting you onto the platform, getting you to tech, and then covering every option with header.
Oh, here, that's a new option, the diagonal blade dash on. This is new matchup information. Again, not a single...
Yeah, oh my god,
oh,
yeah. The problem is that you've got less range, and you can short hop over it. So if you start seeing, like, it starts being a 50-50, because Manny can't literally just crawl into you, but you give short hop nair as like a good burst option, and that just has so much reward for Wii Fit.
Sure. Ram has been getting a lot of mileage from the wing when he gets it. Down tilt is another option and considered, I suppose.
Yeah.
Say,
it's very unrewarding.
Yeah.
Like you get nothing off it, so it's.
This is such a weird matchup, I've got to be honest with you, Jackie.
Honestly, it's this, and its ZSS is also like this, where like
crawling on the ground though.
Yeah, you just crawl on the ground. Honestly, I'd love to watch Kirby Seph because he's even more reliant on his crouch.
With the down throw on the... Oh, hang on.
Oh,
not getting the...
He's so good for improvising that. I would not have reacted.
Oh, brilliant edge guard. Ram is still in this. Has that wing at 69%. Very nice for him. But what can he do with it? Oh, it's a good bit. The juggle situation, able to catch a landing with the kind of particle with the up air. Decent reward. Upper in there, fair bit of damage. Catching Manny off stage without resources, but forced to recover.
Yeah.
Another okay hit. Kind of scary for Manny. Kind of wants to close this out with 3-0.
I will say is that something that you were doing that not enough other people are doing is just kind of waiting for Manny to use his resources and then starting to edge guard him because, oh, that's some pressure.
Yeah.
That's some pressure. That's nice. I was talking about dash attack. It's unsafe, but it's fast. It's frame 6.
And the reward is there. Like when you have deep breathing and your opponent's at kill percent, it's
Yeah.
gonna.
With DB, it's a kill move.
That's the way you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
With DB, it's a kill move.
It's time to farm Manny with Donkey Kong once again. Yes. Goodbye. Yes.
Ah. That's mine. Yeah. Gotta love a bit of Copperbug. Not sponsored, but I should be. Right. Yeah, I think they're just talking about the matchup now because Ram has no idea how to deal with that. But yeah, I think my conclusion from this run is that the resources that I've been making and feeding to Manny and Beetle have actually worked. And also that those two